Noblesville. All right. This is one that I'm always more excited about, which everyone already knows. So, the Noblesville February 2025 market report, we're going to jump in. Number of active homes, we have 75, which is up from 73 the previous month. Average rental price at 1948, which is the first one that we've seen actually down month over month and year over year. That is surprising. Let's see if that continues as we get into March 2025 market report next month. Average days on market, 46 days on market. So that's ticking down right along with our previous market reports. And our average price per square foot is not far from where we've discussed so far. We're at $1.05 per square foot. Now, where it gets a little squiggly there is in that bottom graph, which, oh, don't let me skip over the apartments and townhomes, which I tend to do here. Apartments, 23 active apartments here in the Noblesville community, 1766 as your average apartment rental rate, 51 per square foot, and condos 2350, which is again higher than your single family homes. There's a trend there for sure. 88 days on the market for a condo in Noblesville, so
Yeah.
I would avoid those at all cost. And 91 cents per square foot for a townhome in Noblesville. Now, the single family homes graph their average rental price over time. Now, this is the only one that's got that slope down as you're getting into February, which is really surprising. Any insight into why that might be in Noblesville?
I don't know. That graph does not make any sense to me at all, this year or last year. I mean, look at last year. Last year peaked in February. That we just don't see that. That typically is like June or July when you see that peak. So that graph honestly makes no sense to me. It
No,
doesn't. It's
look
like
right
what
down there.
what market peaks in February? That just doesn't happen. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That's weird to me. That's why it's like I was looking at that data, and the average rental price is down 13% year over year. I mean, at the face of it, that is shocking. But you look at that graph, and like, something weird happened in January, February last year. I don't know. Something
yeah,
weird.
yeah. I agree. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, it's a little bit more stable of a single family home average rental price over time graph. And just a reminder, I mentioned this in the Fisher's Market Report, but as we break these up, that graph will be in a nice, neat graph compiled with all of the other markets that we report on for your consumption. So just be on the lookout for that on all of our social media channels, which you can find there at the bottom of this graph. I think
So are
that
you
does it
seeing?
for. Go ahead.
Are you seeing? Let me just follow up on this, and I think we've seen this in, if I remember Westfield, we're about to see it, but um, that townhome, the days on the market is like out of this world, like crazy high. And if I remember, we saw the same thing in Westfield maybe last month. Are you seeing that on the ground? Like one, higher end townhomes, and then two, it appears, I mean, from this graph, it appears that those are hard to rent.
That's a very good question, and yeah, yeah, we are seeing that on the ground now. We don't see condos coming in as quick as we see single family coming in as far as new onboarding of new owners
Yeah.
here recently, except for the Westfield market,
We've
which
had
I
a
think has
couple in
slowed
Westfield,
down.
right?
A couple in Westfield, which, as everyone knows, and again, I give our podcast here a lot of credit for having a direct impact on these markets, because of course, why wouldn't it?
Obviously.
But the Westfield market has become really saturated with condos, driving down your average rental rates, and I mean, thanks to having Red Door informed on a monthly basis, our owners were ahead of it. They were reducing their rents, placing tenants a lot quicker than the competition, but it was driving down rental rates nonetheless.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just getting harder to. I mean, it's getting harder to cash flow in a lot of these markets in general because of interest rates, but condos, I think even more so. It's just getting harder to cash flow in your average days on market because the pool for interested applicants is just a lot wider for those interested in single family homes more than condos.
Yeah. I think it just
So
also goes to show you really got to dissect the data, and I like the way that we do this here to show it is important. Like if you just
yeah,
say, "Oh, average days on the market in Noblesville is 46." Well, if you have a high-end condo, it's a whole different story. You know what I mean? And so it's you're 88, so you need to really be a little bit more of aggressive stance. So anyway, that's all I wanted to point out.
yeah, I'm glad you did, and I'm just looking at last month's market report as well. I mean, the condo rates, the average rate for a condo is ticking down month over month
Makes
at a
sense.
faster rate than your single families. and your average days on market is consistently higher month over month when compared to a single family home. So yeah, I mean that's a good comparison. We'll have to continue to watch here in Noblesville.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, getting into your sales data here for Noblesville, your average days on market. So even ticking up. Wow, Noblesville is just a different reports all the way around on the rental side as well as the sales side. Look at our average days on market up almost 50% month over month. Last month we were at average days on market at 35. This month we're at 52. Your average price per square foot is ticking down at 167. And here your average sales price is down just over 0.5% at 342. 513. Now, the only thing that's a little bit stranger is your home sold is up 7% month over month. But although, man, yeah, wow, down. It's down 15% year over year.
Hmm.
I don't know. We're gonna have to keep our eyes on Noblesville for sure. Average sales price over time. Now you'll see those lines, which is shocking to me. It's almost merging with last year, which of course makes sense when we're looking at our number of homes sold down 15% year over year. But as far as your average price, man, we are almost right in line with where we were last year. I can't wait to see if this is going to stay consistent as we get into March. Number of homes sold, awesome little graph there for you to consume. It's our investor point of view, which is any home that's sold under the $500,000 price point. It kind of shows at what price point you can enter this market at. So there's homes available, like Mike indicated there on the Fisher's report, that there's homes for sale in the 200,000 to 250,000. There's homes for
Hmm.
sale in 250 to $300,000. So this market is you can get into this market for different price points.
Yeah, and I think just on that graphic there, you can see, in my mind, Noblesville's always been a little bit more of a value play over Fishers,
Right.
but the average sales price has merged. It's almost, I think, pretty close to Fishers. Um,
Mm,
but this graph, you can see that there's actually more affordable homes. Like if I the one we just talked about, there was only 7 in the 0 to 200 range. There's 25 that sold in Noblesville in that price point. I don't remember what it was under 250, but I think there's more here. So you can see that Noblesville is a more affordable market. It is. It just is.
yeah, but you're right. I mean, yeah, comparing that to the Fisher's market, I'm just looking at last month's market report because it's easy for me to access here. But last month, our average sales price at 345.
For Fishers.
Yeah, for Fisher's.
Yeah, I know all those like
Wow.
Northside ones all kind of like converge at that 350. Now we're putting the cap of 500 on there, right?
Right.
So you got to remember that this isn't kind of like just all sales for the entire city. It is under 500,000. So that makes a little more sense.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah, I think that wraps our Noblesville market report for the rental and sales market data. Be sure to comment in the chats and comment section if you have any questions about this market or any other data point that you're interested in seeing as we continue to cover these.